Hey everyone, today I wanted to share some ways that I've made extra money as a single mom educator. The things I'm sharing today are 5 things that I've done in the past or that I currently do, and these are all active income sources, so these aren't any of my passive things that I can do on the side and keep making money from. So the first thing that I've done for years is pet sat on Rover. In the past, I had a dog boarding business in my home where I used to take in 10 dogs at a time, and that was my full-time job. I don't do that anymore, but I still continue to board dogs in my home, and I take in one dog at a time. So I have a dog for my dog to play with, and it's very manageable. So that's really good. If you have more freedom and you are able to go into someone else's home, you can actually make a lot more money pet sitting in someone's home. I currently make about $40 per pet in my home. And when I go and pet sit in someone else's home, I make between 50 and 100 depending on the needs of the client. Sometimes we've farm sat in the past where I'm taking care of people's chickens or goats or horses. And typically that's not just, you're not doing the things that you would normally do, waking up and feeding your own dog. It's a lot more extensive. You have to feed them, care for them, and be on the property more consistently. So for that, I usually charge about $100 a day, which is nice income. But now that we have our own dog, it's too hard for us to stay in other people's homes. Another thing that I've done over the years is childcare. Either babysitting in someone else's home, or in the state of Texas, you can have up to 3 children in your home. And so for a while, I had an in-home adventure play group where we would go on outings with the kids in the community. I watched other homeschooled children and brought them on outings. I'd call it an adventure play group, and that was really fun. So then you're not stuck at home, and you can, go out, do the things you would normally do with your own child, just out and about. Third thing that I do, and I'm currently doing right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't enjoy it at all, but it's an extra $115 a week, is donating plasma. It's about a 2-hour process each time you go, between 1 and 2 hours. And on my first donation, I make $50, and on the second one, that's during the week, I make another $65. And that right now is like what I use for gas money and a little bit of like entertainment money. Fourth is organizing and redesign. I have a knack for styling spaces and organizing. So I have a lot of friends and clients that have become friends that struggle with just, the everyday tasks of being a parent and homeschooling or working full-time. Some of them have ADHD, and they'll have me come in and I'll clear out their space, clean it, rearrange their furniture, organize their items, and then style the space using what they own. So that's another side gig that I have. And for the 5th side gig, I'm trying to think. So I do Rover, childcare, plasma, organizing, and tutoring is another great one for educators. So I have actually not done tutoring in the past, but I am thinking about doing it because there's a lot of skills that I have that could translate to, profitable tutoring services for families. So I've thought about offering tutoring to help children with special needs learn how to read. A lot of times kids with special needs can struggle with phonetic awareness and phonics, and it's harder to teach them how to read phonetically. So I have a system that I use. It's called Edmark, and it's teaching kids how to read, like it's whole word reading. So I have thought about offering tutoring in Edmark, and it's not the only thing that you use with kids that are struggling to learn how to read, but sometimes if a child is struggling to read and they haven't had much success, Edmark is like, it's quick success for them, so it can help them really like start learning to love to read, feel like a reader, and then you can introduce more of the phonics and they can usually pick it up easier. So those are 5 things that I currently do. I am now trying to get my illustration work active again. I have done that in the past where I'll do creative virtual assistant work for people, where if they, other business owners want to create products, but they are not as creative, or they don't want to really like work in Canva or another graphic design program, I'll end up making the products for them. I'll put in my own custom illustrations, and then I'll sell that as a service. So those are just a few things that I've done in the past. Those are all active income, so it does take your time and energy. Most of them though, like I can do minimally away from my child. I don't really need to, that my child can either be with me or I'm away for a couple hours, or it's something that I can do when they're with their other parent. So those are really awesome active income sources if you're looking to make extra money, because I know as like a single mom and a teacher, our time is minimal to be able to work outside the home. We're already, our jobs and our, if you're a teacher or a homeschool educator, our jobs are already very, strenuous, and it's really hard to add other income sources that don't take away more time from our families. But I found that these ones are pretty family friendly. So anyways, if you have any other active income sources that you've done in the past and you'd like to share, I would love to hear more. And you can share in the comments below. Thanks. See you tomorrow.